Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This video is being brought to you today to announce the new collaboration that's been brought by RachandBellaCrafts and featuring guest designer, lovely designer Angela Kerr. It begins on the 1st of July 2024 and as previous collaborations, Rachel has invited other artists, stroke designers, stroke crafters to participate in this collaboration, and I'm one of the fortunate ones to have been invited again. And together with the collaboration, Angela and Rachel and Bella have designed two beautiful kits with add-on kits for all the ephemera, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a summer theme, as you can see by the background on here. So you've got bicycles and flowers and all sorts of animals and beautiful images to inspire us. And to find Angela's kit, you'll find them on Angela's website. Now, unfortunately, her Etsy shop has been taken down by Etsy without any by your leave. So Angela was very shocked and is trying to look into that. So I'll link Angela's website because you'll still be able to purchase her kits, you know, from her own personal website, and you are protected because you can pay by PayPal the same as you did in Etsy, and other methods of payment there that Angela uses. And Rachel and Bella's kits are available in her coffee shop and on her Etsy page. The links for both Angela's and Rachel and Bella's kits I'll leave in the information below this video. You'll also find the link to the hashtag as well, the link tree for that. So without further ado, it begins on the 1st of July. My actual project is on the 12th of July, so I am doing this video early because I'm going on my hollybobs on holiday, so I want to try and get myself organised. So do bear with me that this will be, it's actually not July yet, we're sort of on the 25th, I think, 6th, something like that, of June. So dates and things will be wrong if I mention anything in this video. So without further ado, I'll just put that over to one side. Now, Rachel and Bella did give us the option of what we wanted to do as our prompt. So for my prompt, what I did was to do a hidden tag. And just bear with me one second. It's actually a hidden pocket flip. That's what it's called. It's a hidden pocket flip. And I got this inspiration from a YouTube page, a YouTube channel, Mad Paper Crush. And I'll link her information below as well. And I think she also said that she got the inspiration from Tina over at Shabby Dabby Doodah. So have a look over on Tina's website as well if you want to you know, see what, you know, that they've produced along the same lines. So basically it's a converted envelope. I've used an envelope as the base, and there's a little tab there, a little tag, and on the little tag is a little tab, and that actually holds down the front. So I did say that my prompt, that I was going to do was a flip with a tag. So I have actually hit my prompt for Rachel, but it's also got a hidden pocket as well as an added extra. So that flips up, and I have machined around the edges, and you've got a little hidden tag there that slots in the side, and I've machined round, and this is one of Angela's designs, and there is her lovely little pooch there, and I'll tuck that back in there. And then I've put in one of the envelopes that are in Rachel's kit, and I have got to decorate the front of that. And then I've used 2 of the tags from Rachel's kit as well. So as you can see, the designs are beautiful. You've got a nice relaxing coffee there, and a journal, somebody's journaling on a summer's day, and you've got a lovely bicycle there with a lovely basket on the front with some flowers. And I've just put on a cheesecloth tag which I've stapled, and I've decorated with a flower, same on that one. And then all I've used is some tulle behind this. That's one of the fussy cuts from from Angela's kit, with some sentiments from Angela's kit on there. And then on the front, same again, I've put some tulle as a backing. This is a paper that's taken from Angela's kit, and I've used some book page that I've gessoed on just to dampen down the font, and I've used one of Angela's pieces of ephemera, the lovely flowers there, with one of her sentiments as well, retreat, and that just reminds me of our lovely retreat. And as you can see, it was an envelope on the back, and I'll hide that because it's actually got my address on. And so this, what will happen to this is, as I showed you previously on my opening video, on my announcement video for this collaboration, I've done I've fussy cut everything out of both kits, and you can see here there's umpteen bits and bobs. There's envelopes and all sorts of ephemera from Angela's kit, and some lovely tags and circles and things. And then this is the papers that I showed you on my previous video, with all of the bits and bobs that I fussy cut out of Rachel's kit. And I'm going to do another flip-flop journal. So eventually these 2 signatures will be put together, one facing that way and one facing that way, as on my previous journal, because I did enjoy making the flip-flop journal. But as at the moment, they're all in deconstructed, as you can see, but they're all fussy cut, ready to go. But I'll move those 2 out the way, excuse my arm, so that they're not in my way. And then I will, without further ado, I will show you how I put this together. So I'll put that to one side just as an aid to memoir. And as I said before, I used an envelope. Now originally this was a larger envelope, and I cut it in half, and I used one section of it. So I'll just put you on pause a sec so I can show you. So it was a large envelope similar to this one, and what I did, I took a piece off the side because I'm doing a small journal. I didn't want to leave my pages full size, so I've printed all my papers 2 to a page, and then made the signatures as I've just shown you. So I've taken a piece of envelope there, and what I've done is when I cut it, I actually cut it in half, and then what I did, I sliced that little piece here, and I sliced that little piece there, and I cut the front piece off, and the bit that was remaining behind, I mitered the corners to make like a flap, and I folded it over, and you'll see what I mean at the front when I turn it over. And I did a similar, because my envelope was open this side, I had to do a similar thing there. So I cut the edge there, cut the edge there, took off the front piece, mitered the corners and folded them over. And then what I've done is I've taken a slither off the top and a slither off the bottom, and it's actually made a tube. If I can get my fingers in it, let me just get my scissors so I can open it out for you to have a look. And as you can see there, it's a nice tube. And then basically all I've done is I've taken a page from the journal, from my signature. So if I just take the front page off there, and I've gauged what size I want my pocket to be, and I've turned at the bottom. Now when I put this one on the page, my plan is to just glue round those 3 edges and leave the top open, and that way I can get in one of the larger tags from the kit and it will look something like that. Okay, so that's my plan. So I'll just put that back around the signature and I'll bring out some of the papers. So here we are. I've got a selection of papers here that I chose. As you can see, I've printed them 2 to a page, different colours, and they're all stunningly beautiful. So it's deciding now what I would like to go on the front. So these are my leftover pieces, and I've brought in some extra pieces as well. I've brought in some bits to go behind the tag, and yeah, so we'll put those to one side. And I brought in some book page as well, some book page strips. So I'm just wondering about this piece here. One second, I think my dog wants to go out. Sorry about that. Right then, back to this. So I want this design to go through the centre of this, to sort of run through the centre and see how far. So I think if I just take it like that, we'll just show a little bit of the thing there, and then fold that up. There we go. And then I'll just cut along the bottom now. So we'll just ink the top. Just down the sides a little bit. I'm not going to ink that because that's on the inside. Oh, hang on, hang fire, hang fire. I'm going to have to do that the other way around because of the seams. I don't want those to be, mind you, I don't suppose it would matter really. But no, I'll carry on, I'll do that. So yeah, we'll do this. Just a bit of light inking because it's sort of pastel colours. Here we are, and a bit on this outside here. There we go. Oops. Get it the right way around, Wendy. So there we go. My glue has started to go a bit gloopy again. So we'll pop that down there. Like so. And then we'll just trim along the back, taking care not to snip the envelope. Put my strips over there, and we'll just check the edges because they might need a drop more ink. And the same with this one, a little bit in the corners. No, I think we're okay there. And then we want something along the front. Could actually go for another colour. What have we got on these edges? Yeah, we could actually, if I trim along here, there is actually a lace border on this part. So we'll just ink it a bit more. So I'm just going to trim along that edge. And along the bottom. And then, if you will bear with me 1 minute, I'm just going to sew around the edge of this one, because I've sewn around the edge of that one as well. So if you bear with me a minute, because you don't want to watch me sewing on the machine, I'll just put you on pause. Right, I'm back, everybody. So what I've done is I've machine stitched, a little bit ropey, but it's only one of these cheap little sewing machines, but it does the job. I have got an embroidery brother sewing machine. I don't really like using it for machining paper, especially when I've been using glue stick, etc, etc. So I invested, after going to the retreat, and I saw Bella using one of these little sort of they look like toy sewing machines really, and it worked all right for doing paper craft with, I thought, great, I should get one of those. So yeah, so what I've done is I've done a little notch using my 1-inch cutter and made a little notch in the pocket, which is slightly different to that one. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll just glue this paper on the front. So there we go. Pop that on there. And then, because you've kept the top end and the bottom end of this tube open, what happens now is when you've made your fold, you've got, so Daisy, you just get a little bit of something to go in. You've got a pocket in the top there, and if you sorry, we don't actually use this top bit for a pocket, because what happens is we tuck this flip into there, but you've got a pocket at the back. Or if you didn't want to do a top pocket, you can actually glue that to your page like that on 3 sides that way, or 3 sides that way, and you can have a side tuck there, you could have a side tuck there, or like I'm doing, have a top tuck there with those. And then you've got, let me just get a little tag or 2. So this part you glue down at the back here, which we'll do now. So we'll run a bead of glue all the way down and along the bottom. Up to the top, and fold that up, and I'll just press on it for a minute. That's the beauty of art glitter glue. You haven't got much wiggle time before it fastens everything down. So now, because you left the top tube open, you've got your little pocket there. So you've got a hidden pocket there, and then excuse me, coughing, you've got, and I can find a nice little tag. Bear with me, I might have to just use that one. That's it, we'll have a look. There's lots of tags in the kit. So here we go. And these are in Angela's kit. You've got a lovely tag that fits in the side there. Now I might have to just take a smidgen off because it might have been affected by the glue. So let's just make sure it's open. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take a little bit off the sides of the pocket. Sorry, the sides of the tag. Because we want it to go in nice and smoothly. A bit off there. And a bit off there. Let's have a look now. There we go. So we're going to use that in the side. And then we'll decorate the front of it a little bit with, what have we got here? Let's have a look. Oh, there we are. Find a lovely bird from Rachel's kit. And then I want a bit of tulle behind it. Which I've got here. So we'll have a little bit of this. And then we've got some book page as well. So let's have a look at this book page that we've got here. Maybe a little strip of book page to ground him a little bit along the bottom. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I think so. So let's get some 3-in-1 glue, and I'm just going to discolour this tool a little bit because it's a bit white, just by going over it with a bit of distress ink. And then put a bit of distress ink on there. So, there's my tweezers. I'm just going to bunch this up a little bit and then put some glue on the back of there. Top back on my glue. Now then, I just want to pull this tool up a bit because we can't actually see any. So we'll spread it out a little bit more. And that's the beauty of using 3-in-1 or Fab-Attack. There we go. And then all we want now is a little sentiment or something. So I'll just have a look at Angela's words. But I've also got some words here from one of Rachel's other kits, and I quite like that one, I think. Inspire. And that's what these collaborations are all about, is to inspire each one of us. To give us inspiration. And hopefully that's what we're doing. I know when I watch the collaboration videos, I do get inspired by what everybody is making. Maybe at the top there, no, just feel it needs a little bit of something behind. Maybe that little piece of let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's better, or up there. Let's have a look. I don't really want to cover my little bird. Maybe if I made that a bit smaller. Make the sentiment a bit smaller. Bit of ink. Let's have a look now. Bit of ink along that edge. Yeah, that's better. It's just a bit too big for the space. Oopsie-day. There we go. So there, that's lovely. Just having a look at the tags we've got. We've also got these lovely little photo cards, so you could actually use one of those. There's one with a lovely lady on there, and same again, we could do some stamping along the bottom, which I might just do. I think I'll use her for now and it'll remind me. Now then, let me just put the top back on my glue while we sort out the top page. Rid of my bits. Now then, on this tag, what I need to do is I need to sew around the edges and put some backing on there because I want to make it a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is use some of this, I think. Is that right width? No, not quite. Not quite the right width. There we go. Yeah, it's nice because it's like a coffee stain. go. And already I can feel it's a bit more substantial. And just cut around the edges. Like so. And just smooth them down on the back. We'll do some inking. Right, just bear with me again while I go and sew around my tag. Right, so that's my little tag sewn there. Just make sure it still goes in. There we go. That's nice. Now what we've got to do is make the front sheet. So let's have a look. Just pop that to one side a second and see what I've got here. Now I've got a blue one, so how about that ditzy one with the ditzy print? I think that's what we'll do. So basically what I did was I cut the page in half, and then I wanted a different print for the back, so I think because I used the blue spotted on that one, I'm going to use the blue spotted on this one as well, just to give it some uniformity. And then, as you can see, we're not measuring as such. You know, you do what size you want for your journal. And what I'm going to do is cut straight up the top. We'll keep that, and then we can use this for our, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that side because I like that row of flowers at the left hand side. So same again, cut at the top, and that's going to go on the rear side of that. I'll just take that extra bit off there. And then what we do is we just turn over and make sure that it fits our envelope on the back, and it does. So now I don't need that spare there, so I'm going to halve it. So I'm going to cut both pieces, keep those, and then what I'm going to do is just mitre them two corners. So I hope that you can see that. Put the bits to one side, and then we're going to glue these two pieces together. So it's going to be a quick glue because I'm going to actually do some machining on this one. So just lightly to hold the two sides together. There we go. Pop that in there. There we are. Get my bone folder. Just spread out the glue. Now I would show you my little machine because I'm going to sew these 3 sides. Now before I do that, I want to score to make a score along that top part there. So just get my scoring tool. Just score lightly, and then using my ruler, just make a fold. There, it doesn't look very straight, so I might just have to eyeball it. Let's have a look. And then what happens, it's still not straight, I don't think. Let me just measure on here how straight it is. No, I don't think it was. It just needs folding down a little bit more. I think that's about right now. So we just need to make sure that that fits inside this little pocket at the top. And you can see now while we miter the edges, I think I'm just going to take a slither off the edge there with my Stanley knife. Just make sure we're straight. Oops. Oh wait. Now we'll try it again now. So put that in there. That's better. And we need to still make sure that it's straight. And then it comes to the corners. So let me use my ruler again. We will get it right, only I don't want to see any of the, that looks better. I don't want to see any of the bottom. So there we go. That's better. There we go. So that's the front. Now then, let's just pop this little tag in here. Now what we need to do now is make this little tab on the front of our, oh, I'm covered in glue, on the front of our tag here. So we've got to be careful. I'm just going to take that out a minute. We've got to be careful because on this one we've got the notch that I put in, which I didn't put on this one. So as you can see there, I used my little hole punch there, but if I use that on this one, I'm just wondering if it would actually reach. Oh, I think it would. Yeah, I think it would. So how I made that is I got some card, sorry, some paper, and I used some cards. So what I did 3 pieces, 1, 2, and 3, and I got my glue. Now then, which one shall we use for the top? Let's have a look. That would look quite nice. That blue. Oh, we've got that one. I think the first one, so we'll have this one on the top. And then we'll turn this one over. And sandwich them together, like so. That just makes it nice and firm. And then we need our punch. So just hang on 1 second while I go and get it. So got my little punch there, and I need to take that off again and sort of roughly see where I need to put it on my tag. And if that was inside there, you need to have it placed on your tag that it's going to reach. So I think about there is going to be good. So with my hole punch, make sure I'm in the right place. There we go. And then we'll get a little eyelet. Maybe a little blue one would be nice. Let's have a look. That's great. So we'll pop him in there. And pop that in there. And then with my crocodile, excuse my arm, there we go. So now we slide him back in the pocket. And there we are. It holds the front nice and securely. So all we're to do now is ink around the edges. Inside and out. And then we've got to glue this inside there. So we'll just check it again. Yep. Oh, I haven't machined round, so just bear with. So there we go. Everything's sewn round. So all I'm going to do is just rub down my stitching to get rid of the holes. And the stitching on the back is white because that's in my bobbin, but the front part is pink, so you can see it when you look close. So what we need to do now is get our glue and pop some glue on the flap here and open up our project and slide that in and then push it down there we go. So that's nice and secure now. Lovely. And then what we need to do is get our tool, and I need to cut a piece to go on the front. Again, so let's have a look what we got here. So I'd just like to say thank you, Brenda, for this. Our lovely friend Brenda at the retreat supplies us with all our materials. She's so generous, she gets us lace and bits and bobs like that, and yarns and things. So we're extremely grateful. So thank you, Brenda, for that. So keep that little bit. Now then, I'm going to trim it down a little bit more because it's hanging over the edge. So I'll take this bit. There we are. And we need some book page. So let me have a look for some book page. So I've got some book page here. I'll just move that out of the way a second. And as you can see, it's quite an oldish page. It's from a Reader's Digest that belonged to my late mother. And yeah, where's my ruler? So thank you, Mum, for all these lovely bits and bobs. So I'm just going to trim down it with my ruler. Oh, then let's have a look. How big do we want it? Let me just trim that other edge off. So let's have a look. And I think to about there. Let's have a look. Yep, I think that's okay. So we'll get the ink. I don't know about you, but I always worry when we use book pages, you know, that unless you sit and actually read every word, whether there's any horrible words in it. And I mean, you know, look at this, it's got murder, massacre, littered with bodies of the dead of night. So really, you know, on a lovely floral journal, you don't want to be reading about murder and bodies and creeping about in the dead of night. In the dead of night. So I'll just show you a little trick that I use, and I'll just get my brush and I'll show you what I do. So having retrieved my brush, I've got this. It's called white acrylic gesso, and it cost me £5, and I got it from Amazon, and a little goes an awful long way. I've had it a few years and you can see I've hardly made a dent in it yet, but I must admit I don't do that much in the way of multimedia, but I do use it for things like this. So basically, I just move that out of the way, paint it on, and if you put it really thinly, you know, it just dampens down the words, but it doesn't spoil your book page, but it just gets rid of a few of the horrible words, and it does dry because I'm putting it on thinly. It does dry quickly. Now, I could have left the centre of that because we're going to put a topper on the top of this. But first of all, we'll look for something to go on the middle section. So what have we got? Let's have a look. Oh, that one's rather nice in pink. Oh, we've got a blue one, which is rather nice too. Let's have a look. Maybe the blue because of the blue flowers. I'm going to turn that over because it's a tendency to curl up there. And I think that does look rather nice. It's a bit smaller than the other one, but we've got the book page to go behind it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fussy cut round these. And I can't take too much off because the plump pot bottom is there, and I want to save that if I can. So this one I'm going to have to be really careful because the edge of it's right up against the flower. There we go. And as you can see, that's going to go on there like so. So we'll get some ink behind, not ink. Well, that's dry enough. I can get my heat gun actually and give that a blast with my heat gun. But really it doesn't take long. Let's have a look. So behind here we'll get our glue. Oops. And then we'll get our glue behind here too, just to put a bit extra on. That's virtually dry apart from that thick area where I did put it on a little bit more. Just wondering, I have actually got some a bit more paper. How about a bit of that? fussed with that. Just going to take this corner off there. It was bugging me a bit. Sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm just wondering if I could put some lace or something behind there. Oh, if there's anything else. No, don't think so. I think that'll be okay. Oh, now see. Yeah, I think I might try this one. Let's just see. Something just, I think because it's a bit smaller, it just didn't sit right with me. Whereas this one's slightly bigger. Or it was until I started tearing at it. There we go. That's probably going to not be much better. Might be when it's inked. Let's have a look. Just get rid of the white edges. Shout louder, everybody. See, I do like the blue because it picks out the blue on there, but that one's slightly bigger. No, no, no. We haven't got a word as yet, so that will fill some space as well. Oh, I have got this, like a trim. A ruffle. That could go. No. Where did I put the blue on? Let's just see. Have that. And then a nice little word at the bottom. And we've also got those lovely, they're like little paint swatches. Let's have a look. Little paint swatch down there. With laughter. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the blue one, I think. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the blue one. That was my gut instinct with the first one. So I'll just centralise it on there, and then I will put these lovely roses on the side. Just a bit of added interest coming off the there. And then a bit more. I had some little pieces of book page, didn't I? Let's have a look. I've had a piece of that. There we are. Let's have a look. No, don't like that. Sometimes it's nice to have a backing on, and then other times it doesn't look quite right. So I think I will pop that there. And that's the beauty of 3-in-1 glue. It does actually rub off. So there we go. All I need to do now is just ink. I forgot to ink around that little circle there, but let's fix that. And there we are. So here we are. We've got two lovely little hidden pocket flips. Hope that you found it fairly straightforward to do. no measurements or anything, just, you know, look at the page that you're going to be putting it on. You don't have to put it on a page. You can actually use it as something, you know, floating in a journal to put in a pocket, but obviously you'd need to cover the back side of it there. So yeah, and you can also put a pocket on here if you wanted to as well. And you know, if you did have a pocket there, you could put a few more tags up top, and I might actually do that. But obviously I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll leave it as it is for now, and hope that you've enjoyed watching, and I do hope that you'll have a go. And thank you to Mad Paper Crush for your inspiration, and also to Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of the collaboration. Obviously when you see this video it'll be day 12, and I hope that you'll pop along to my co-partner, who's also doing a video on the 12th, and that's lovely Marie from Crafty Landing, because she does her paper crafting on the landing. And I do hope that you'll pop along to her channel and support her channel as well, and all the other collaborators in the you know, in this collaboration. So until next time, I do hope that you have a good rest of the week, and that you enjoy watching to the end of the collaboration to get more inspiration. And I do hope you'll join me in my next video. So take care then, and I'll say good night. Bye now.